The last 3 videos covered all the background knowledge you need for lab number 4. In this video, we will show a demonstration of an experiment that will illustrate the impact of salt contamination in drilling fluids and the efficacy of lignite as a measure of mitigating those impacts. To begin, prepare a base mud sample with 30 grams of bentonite and 350 cc's of water. As it was done in previous experiments, do not mix all of the bentonite and all of the water at once. Mix for 5 minutes using the mud mixer. You will then need to take a number of measurements of the base mud sample. Measure the mud weight, 10-second gel strength, and the pH of the mud. Also record the 300 and 600 RPM viscometer readings. You'll need these values to be able to calculate PV and YP. Then measure the API filtration loss. Since you're not measuring a filter cake, the filtration only needs to be run for about 20 minutes. Take readings of 5, 7.5, 10, and 15 minutes as well. Prepare a salt-contaminated mud sample with 30 grams of bentonite and 350 cc's of water, just like you did in step 1. After mixing for 5 minutes, add 10 milliliters of a 150,000 milligram per liter sodium chloride solution, then mix for another 3 minutes. Perform the tests from step 2 on this contaminated mud sample. Prepare another salt-contaminated mud sample by mixing 30 grams of bentonite and 350 cc's of water for 5 minutes before adding 10 milliliters of the 150,000 milligram per liter sodium chloride solution and mixing for another 3 minutes, just like you did in step 3. Then, treat this salt-contaminated mud sample by adding 1 gram of lignite and mixing for 5 minutes. Perform the tests from step 2 on this treated mud sample. For the lab report, please discuss the following topics. 1. Discuss the effect of salt contamination on various mud properties. 2. Discuss how salt contaminant could be identified. 3. Discuss the effectiveness of the lignite treatment used. Please also complete the shown table. This concludes Lab 4, in which we discussed the importance of the swelling of clays, salt contamination, and the methods of treating salt contamination. In our next lab, we will learn about the lime-treated inhibitive drilling fluids.